Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a get ready with me. I'm going out with my friends tonight. As you know, I am sober, so it's not always the same when I go out. It often ends up with me babysitting. This is the first time I'm going out post-surgery actually, in terms of like nightlife. But I thought it'd be fun to sit down and get ready with you guys. Obviously, this is me without makeup, so you have been asking for the second reveal, so here it is for you guys. Again, I don't want to start every single video by saying I'm still swollen. I'm going to be swollen for the next 6 months, so this is the last time I say it. I am obviously swollen. Areas are still very tight and somewhat textured. However, we're just going to work with it. I'm going to be... It's weird, now that I've had the surgery that I've wanted to, I don't actually have to wear as much makeup as I normally would have. So it will be interesting for you guys to see how little makeup I now need to wear to achieve my look. But yes, without further ado, let's dive into this. Get ready with me. A majority of the products that I use now are actually from the Dior Backstage collection, just because it comes with so many incredible products. It comes with the eyeshadows, it comes with the highlighters, and it comes with all of their foundation shades, as well as brushes, lipsticks. So it's nice that I can play around with this and not use as heavy makeup as I normally would. But let me throw in my contact lenses and then we'll go straight in with the base. Now, the first product I'm going to go in is the Dior Air Flash. Now, I never used to get on with this just because I didn't find the coverage was strong enough. However, because my skin's now so tight, I feel like it's pulled out a lot of blemishes that I've had. So this is the first product that I like to go in with, just to add sort of like a mist to the canvas. And then from there, I like to take just a stippling brush and just really make sure that product's everywhere. And then to darken my foundation, I'm going to be taking the really beautiful Dior Backstage collection. This is in 4W. And I just like to put this on the back of my hand. Now that, not now that I've had surgery, but I was never a really big fan of being tanned. But I obviously don't need to go in as much with sort of contouring, so I just like to warm the overall face up using a foundation slightly darker, just to add a little bit of life into my lifeless face. And I obviously don't need to highlight as much as I would have underneath my eyes, just because the whole point of having surgery was to lift underneath my eyes. Obviously, you've got the slight crease from where they do the eyelid lift. Sorry, loads of terms, it's a bit of a tongue muddler. Just taking that product over my lips, just for when I slightly overdraw them. But I really don't like to do anything too crazy with my makeup. It's weird, it's weird like having to like come accustomed to your new face. Like, things like drawing your lips. I'm quite numb around the chin area. The incision was underneath my chin, a tiny incision. But they obviously stretched that pretty far out when they put the implant in. And then before they do that, they make a little rivet so the chin stays attached to the skull. But the lower portion of my face is quite, not numb, but it's taking some time to become accustomed to it. A lot of the questions I had in my last video is, why do I look so old? Again, I've only recently had surgery. I've had a month and maybe like a week off. Everything is still settling. It does take time. I just miss being creative, which is why I've been so forward with being active online so quickly. I do appreciate all the love and support. I do see the odd comment here and there. Obviously the backlash, or not the backlash, the response was as predicted, but I do want to thank all of those who really do love and support me for coming back and watching my content. It does mean the world to me. Now that I have my foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer. And for concealer, I'm also taking my Dior, and this is called Undercover Dior Forever. Then, of course, just buffing that out using a sponge. To bake, I'm going to be taking my translucent powder by Laura Mercier, which is a really beautiful powder. Again, obviously just putting this underneath my eyes, against the nose. And just my chin, because my chin actually sweats a lot more than it used to. Then moving on to contouring. I always like to use a big brush, sort of like this is a MAC 252S brush. It's more of a flat-headed brush, but I prefer doing contouring with this just because I have a little bit more control. And the powder I've always used to contour my nose is the Max Factor Creme Puff Pressed Powder, and this is in 13 Beige. It's just slightly off than my actual skin tone. I really don't like to do too much to my nose now, just because obviously the cheek implants come up pretty far into my nose area anyway. Then I like to just brush off the powder we've laid down, just because it doesn't need to sit there too long. Taking my Dior highlighter and a large fan brush, I'm going to start highlighting where I normally would, my cheeks. I like to do my forehead as well. Obviously my chin. To contour, I'm going to be taking my Morphe. This is the Highlight Contour palette, but they have these really beautiful warm tones. I just like to dip into sort of all of them. Again, I don't like to go crazy with the contour now that I've had the work done, just because I find it can make me look a little severe, but I do just take it around the perimeters of my face just to add a little bit of colour. And I keep getting a lot of questions about why my nose is always so runny. I've always been allergic to makeup. I know that's quite ironic, but I'm also recovering from surgery, so my body is obviously sort of in, not a state of shock, but recovery mode. And I always get ill. Like, if I feel my throat's tingling, I know I'm going to have a flu for the next 2 weeks. If I have a restless night, I know I'm going to get ill. So even when I got my last plastic surgery, I was so ill for about 2 months, had the worst cough, like a really bad infected throat. I get styes in my eye every other fucking week, so I'm just slightly ill, and it doesn't help that I've got all this powder and foundation on, so that's why I'm always sniffling. Taking the same Dior concealer, I'm going to be just taking this on a sponge, and I'm just going to use this to prime my eyelid for the eyeshadows. And for eyeshadows, I'm going to be using these 2 eyeshadows from Topshop. One's called Holograph and one's called Reverse. I just thought they were the most beautiful eyeshadows. You guys will see when I put them on my eye. Just had a cigarette break, and I just wanted to, as a thank you to all of those that have shown me love and support over the last, not even just the last few months, but just in general from my growth. I thought it would be just a really small gesture. Again, not everyone's going to want this, so I would love to sign a cover of my Tush magazine with a little personal message. All you have to do is comment below, troll me, tell me I look 65, or be nice and tell me why it is that you still support me throughout everything that we've been through, and I will get this signed and sent off to you as soon as possible. Again, this is just a small token of my gratitude for all of those that have come back and supported me through the thick and thin. For eyeliner, I'm going to be taking my Dior, this is matte white liner, and I'm going to be taking my Precision liner, and this is by Helen E. I am going to curl and apply my false lashes off camera, and then we will finish up with the lips. And obviously, it would make sense to use Mannequin by Jeffree Star on my lips. Then to finish my lips, I'm going to be taking some concealer and just tidying up that line. Because my chin's now so big, it's almost pulled my lower lip down. So I just like to add a little line just so I have a clear divide between my lower lip and chin. To finish up the lips, I'm going to be taking this really beautiful Marc Jacobs lip gloss. And then to set my face, I'm going to be taking my Cover FX Illuminating Spray and my Revolution Pro Extreme Finishing Spray. Right, I'm going to throw on my costume and wig, and I'll be back with the final look. And I am now ready to go out. It's been so fun sitting down just showing you how I apply my makeup on my new face, as you guys like to say. Leave some love in the comment box below, and until next time, stay safe, and I shall see you very soon.